What is going on, everyone? Testing, testing. I know we had mic issues yesterday. Welcome into the Brooks Bench. We're going live for our first impressions of every WNBA team. We wanted to come up with this sooner, but we had Fantasy Live yesterday. So we decided to just go live, go over our first impressions, and then next Monday we'll be back to our WNBA weekly video. So that's going to be the schedule moving forward, but we did want to come and go over our first impressions. A lot has happened. We're probably going to be overreacting to a couple of things, but hey, it's fun. Obviously, our setup's a little different. You know, we had technical difficulties yesterday, so we just plopped Megan in the same room as me. Hopefully, you guys can hear her. I have the mic close to her. Megan?
Yep. I'm sure they can hear me.
Hopefully. But let's get into it. So, we are going to be going over every team. We're going to go in alphabetical order. It's just a little bit easier that way. So, let's first start off with Atlanta. Now, Atlanta, I'm torn on because obviously right now they're playing Indiana. Okay? And they're giving Indiana a run for their money. And I was going to come in here with high praise for Indiana and skepticism for Atlanta. But I don't know. I'm torn. They did lose to Washington their first game. Like I said, they're in it right now. What's the score, Meg?
83-89.
83-89, still in it. But with Atlanta, I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of torn. Meg, you want to start off with Atlanta?
Well, what sucks is I didn't get to catch either one of the Atlanta games. I'm missing this one, and then I didn't catch their first one, so I don't know how they lost to Washington. But the little bit that I'm seeing of the game today, it kind of sucks that Atlanta had quite a big lead in the third on the Fever, but they're allowing the Fever to come back in. And that's kind of how Atlanta was last year. Atlanta would sometimes, start off really, really good and get leads, but then allow the other team to come back and then sometimes beat them, sometimes they'll hold it off, but that's not good. We need consistency, so I hope that's not what we're going to be looking forward to with Atlanta this year. It's the same old, might start off strong, but then can't finish, or they'll start off super weak and then finish strong and not have the consistent games.
I will say Alicia Gray had a pretty impressive game. Meg talks about every year she prefers Alicia Gray over Ryan Howard.
Way more consistent fantasy-wise, guys.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, fantasy-wise, but we're talking about basketball, and I feel like what you don't like about Ryan Howard, I feel like, is her shot selection. Just like her taking all these threes, but it's like, was that even a good attempt?
Yeah. She was 3 for 12 in the first game.
Yeah. What is she today? I don't think she's doing well today either.
4 for 12.
Okay. A little bit better today. But I mean, Brianna Jones and Brittany Griner, I feel like they're great assets to this team. I know we had our hesitations about them, but in both of these back-to-back games, they've been doing good, have they not? How are they doing? I know Brianna Jones started off hot in this Indiana game, but how are they doing in right now?
Yeah, they're both doing good. Brittany Griner, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Okay. She does have 5 fouls right now.
Yeah.
Brianna Jones, 19 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists. And that's pretty similar to their first game. It looks like Brianna Jones more the one in the paint, grabbing rebounds, that kind of stuff. And they have Brittany Griner kind of that mid area because, Brittany Griner can shoot. Brianna Jones can shoot as well, but it just seems like they rather have Brittany be the bigger guard at the top. So
yeah. But I think it's working out better than we had anticipated it to. Also, Nia Coffey off the bench, I feel like has been pretty solid these first 2 games. Who disappointed me was Shatori Walker-Kimbrough. I really thought that she was going to be like a good 6th player off this bench. But I said Nia Coffey was doing good. She did bad today.
Nia Coffey she didn't score. 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
This was a good game for Brittany Griner and Brianna Jones, honestly.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like that's the case. If Brittany Griner and Jones are doing great, then Coffey's just not going to get as much minutes. I mean, that's just, which kind of sucks because we know Coffey is a good player. She was in the past for them and was a fantasy relevant person, but now with 2 other bigs on the team, it's just she's gonna get the back seat.
Yeah.
But Pow Pow is doing way better than
just a
Walker Kimbrough.
Yeah, I mean, solid. Didn't have the best game today, but she looks solid out there. All you can ask from a rookie. I mean, but with that said, Atlanta, should we like rate them out of 10 their first week, or like what should we? How should we end their talk?
Atlanta's middle of the pack.
Okay. After the weekend, let's grade them. I'd give them a C. Because if they beat Indiana right now, which Indiana is coming back, 87-89, if they fumble this bag, they might go to a D. No.
I mean, but let's not forget, Indiana's a great team.
That's what I'm saying, like, they were up so much on Indiana.
Yeah, I would say middle pack, yeah, C.
Okay. Middle of the pack. Okay, we can do that, middle of the pack. That's a good one. Middle rankings. Okay, let's go over to Chicago Sky. I know we only seen one game with Chicago, and it was a tough matchup against Indiana. Okay? They're trying to make this whole rivalry and all this controversy, yada yada. So I really want to see Chicago play one more game because I was concerned. Their game against Indiana, they only had 2 players in double digits, and they were low double digits. Atkins with 11, Reese with 12 points. That's not going to win you a lot of games. Their bench didn't really do... Actually, their bench did pretty well compared to Vandersloot. Vandersloot let me down. This was... Maybe it's just, first game jitters. I don't know. I am concerned. And someone was talking about Cardoso. We keep bringing it up. But Angel Reese and Cardoso, I feel like they kind of just take away from each other. I don't think we found the combination where it's like cohesion. But Arrow Atkins, obviously they brought her in to be that 3-point threat, but man, there's not really like a 3-point shooter on this team. They shot 22% from the 3. I mean, that's tough. I feel like on paper it looks like a good idea, but that first game against Indiana, I know it's a tough matchup, but it just didn't look good. I mean, what do you think about Chicago?
I will say that I do see improvement from Angel's game. I think she did get better.
Okay.
I am liking that she worked on her jump shot over the summer, and I'm sure Unrivaled helped as well. Mm-hmm. But so expect her to shoot more threes and shoot more jumpers. So I'll say for her, it was nice to see an improvement to her game. But yeah, I'm disappointed in Chicago. But you know what? I'm not like surprised because I kind of felt that this was going to happen with Chicago.
Interesting. Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Why though?
I think I had them low in my ranking. Because, I look at their team. They don't really have that all I see is Vandersloot kicking it to Angel Reese. And that's really all I see on this
one-dimensional.
team. Atkins is good because, it even shows 2 for 2 for the 3. But she's not really one that's really going to all the time create her own shot. She's more like, if you kick it to her and she's open, she's going to hit that shot. Yeah. In my opinion. Yeah. And every once in a while, you'll kick it to her on the 3, she'll pump fake and then try to take it to the hoop. But it's not, I don't know, she's not like a Kalia Copper or like a guard that's really going to,
I get what you're saying.
Like, go after points like that. So, their identity, in my opinion, is going to revolve around Vandersloot dishing and either getting it to Atkins for spot-up shots or dumping it off to Reese to create something. Yeah.
I agree with you on that. And it's like a lot of the players on Chicago are like that. Rachel Banham, Rebecca Allen, and Arrow Atkins. They're spot-up shooters. We're not a Kalia Copper, like you said, a Kelsey Plum that are really going to attack the basket and create something. And create something, exactly. So, I mean, they had that with Kendi Carter, and then...
And no offense, you guys know how I feel about Kia Nurse. I just don't think she's the one.
But another spot-up shooter.
She's not consistent.
They're all spot-up 3-point shooters. There's not a lot of movement going on. It's just, I think I just had some high hopes. I saw that preseason game when Courtney Vandersloot went off and that chemistry she had with Angel Reese. But it is the first game. Like I said, I want to see them play again and kind of go from there. But, my expectations are definitely lower for Chicago.
And defensively, I mean, defensively, you're not really getting stops. I didn't see very good D from. I think they only caused one turnover for Indiana. And don't get me wrong, Indiana's a good team.
Yeah.
But then you only create one turnover and you have 17.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're not going to win games like that. So.
Yeah. I know you guys are commenting about the Indiana game right now. Yeah.
Tie game.
Atlanta just fumbled the bag, right? Like, what is going on? Like, oh my God. But it is what it is. I feel like Atlanta did this last season too, though.
Mm-hmm.
They were up a lot and then would let games go. I know we just talked about Atlanta, but that is kind of their MO. So, curious to see how this game ends. But that said, yeah, Chicago, what's your temperature on them?
Low.
Freezing cold? No, I'm just playing.
Definitely cold. I don't know about freezing, but
cold right now.
Cold.
All right. I would agree with you on that one. Okay, let's go over to Connecticut. The Connecticut-Washington game really made me think Connecticut had some juice. And then they played the Aces, and we all know the Aces are good, but the Aces looked really good in this game. Connecticut just could not find any scoring outside of Tina Charles, which kind of felt the same in the Washington game. I know Olivia Nelson-Ododa also had a pretty good game, but yeah, I mean, how are you feeling about Connecticut?
I think the first game, because they were playing Washington, another young team, they just matched up a lot better than the Aces. We got to remember the Aces starting five, they're all vets, man. Yeah. They're a solid starting five, so it's just going to be hard. And so we saw them struggling to make anything happen.
Yeah.
But again, not really a surprising thing. I knew it would be competitive against lower teams. We also thought Washington was like a lower team, so I'm not really surprised. And the thing with Mabry is that because of this dynamic, she's gonna have to shoot the ball a lot. Yeah. And if she's on, it's gonna be great for her. But when she's off, it's not gonna be good because it's all gonna be on Tina Charles.
Yeah. Mabry's been struggling in their first game. 5 for 21? What was she in the Aces game? If you have it up,
she went bad. She was 3 for 11 and 1 for 5 from the 3. Yeah,
so Mabry's in a slump right now. I know fantasy wise, you guys were questioning it, like, oh, what do we do with Mabry? But you just gotta ride it out. There's really no other besides Tina Charles. I would say Mabry is the second, scoring option. I know Ododa didn't do as well as she did last game today, but I mean, if you think about it, it's Tina Charles and Marina Mabry. She's just gonna have to shoot herself out of a slump. But Connecticut, I think, is gonna have a tough time.
But it was nice to see Sanaya Rivers back.
Yeah, she did really good today.
She got some minutes today, and she had a good first outing. I know it was against, some of Ace's bench, but it still was a good outing. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 for 7. Not bad. Mm-hmm. Not bad.
No, I think she did good. I think that's going to be the spark they need.
Yeah.
It's going to help them on both sides of the floor.
When they can get Anissa Morrow, yeah.
No, I really think it's going to help. Sanaya's going to help on both sides. Oh, look, Atlanta won. Congratulations, Atlanta. You squeaked that one out. What was that, on a foul call?
Yeah, they fouled at the end.
Lame.
And then Ryan Howard hit both free throws. Aaliyah Boston missed one.
Oh, what a bummer. That's a heartbreaker. But anyways, yes, Sanaya played really well today. I think she's going to be the spark for them. I can see her maybe booting out JC Sheldon. Maybe not. JC Sheldon's pretty solid. But if she could bring that spark on both ends of the floor, it is what it is. I mean, do you think that she maybe becomes slotted in as a top 5 scorer on this team?
Yeah, I think just give her some time. But yeah, I see potential there, yeah.
I mean, she did it against the Aces as well, so.
Yeah, she had 2 steals, but she in a block.
But she had, 11 points?
Yeah, 11 points.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty solid. So, it's kind of looking up for Connecticut, but two losses now, starting 0-2. Would you say you feel better about Connecticut or Chicago?
Connecticut?
Connecticut?
Yeah.
Is it because Sanaya Rivers is coming back?
I just Chicago, to me, just doesn't have scores. At least with Connecticut, like I said, Connecticut has some scores.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just whether they're hot or they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And, Mabry can score. Sheldon can score. Sheldon can also play good D. Hartley, we already saw it in the first game. Like, she can score, and the coach likes her when she's on, so she's going to get minutes. And then bringing in Sanaya Rivers and Anissa Marles when she's healthy, I feel like I would be more on Connecticut.
They have an upward trajectory because we have other pieces that haven't been added to this equation yet. I think I'd have to agree with you. So, when you rank them last in your rankings, do you still think they're last?
My rankings are wrong. That's why I hate
my rankings are wrong. Pre-rankings. Hey, no, it's enlightening the first weekend. I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, I think I'd have to agree with you. I think I'm higher on Connecticut than Chicago just based on potential in that way.
But Connecticut is 0-2, so they still are last.
They are.
So I'm not wrong, but I feel like they're gonna do better.
But I've been pounding the desk for Tina Charles, All-Star Tina Charles. Mm-hmm. It's coming. Okay, over to Dallas Wings. Now, there's a lot of controversy with Dallas right now around Arike and her shot selection and just not shooting well. Kind of the same in the Marina Mabry boat, but with the less controversy. How are you feeling about Dallas?
I mean, that's just Arike, though. I mean, she's always going to put up her shots.
Yeah.
That's how the team dynamic was, always.
Yeah.
So, it's not surprising. I think people are upset because in the last game against Seattle, Paige was hitting, and they expected her to be able to shoot more, but Arike's the vet, and I mean, it comes down to coaching. I mean, the coaches will have to decide the game plan moving forward, but I mean, yes, Dallas is 0-2, but they did play two tough matchups. They played the Lynx and Seattle early on.
Yeah.
And Seattle's just good defensively, too. And they caught Seattle on a good day. Seattle was hitting all of them.
I know. That's true. They were doing well.
I'm just, Dallas, I'm not giving up on Dallas. Dallas has potential.
I think
they have a good team.
Dallas has potential if they had Latricia Trammell. No,
And I don't.
It comes down to coaching. This is gonna be. You have to coach this one out.
Yeah.
You gotta coach.
And McCowan, that whole drama too with her not getting minutes the first game and then walking off away from the team afterwards, and then coming back getting. I think she got
10 points.
But how many minutes? 15 minutes the second game.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how that's affecting the locker room, but
true.
Yeah. Hopefully this Arike drama with Paige, that's more social media than might be accurate between the two of them. But, you don't want things like that outside the locker room to affect inside the locker room. So hopefully they keep it together. I still think they have a lot of potential. They'll bounce back. Yeah.
No, I think with Dallas, they have potential, like you said, on this team. But it's going to come down to the coach, like I said, to put together the five that's going to work. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he wants to step on any toes. He had McCowan in there for more minutes after she, walked off. So, I mean, this one's difficult because people are mad with Arike's shot selection, but it's always been like that. I feel like, again, it's kind of newer fans seeing this, but she's been like this to the entire career. I'm curious because Hines Allen is not what am I trying to say? She's involved in this game plan. But Nalissa Smith and Dejanay, I feel like are floaters. I really think they need to have Maddie Siegrist in the starting lineup. I feel like she's gonna be a contributor. Paige and her are the future of Dallas. In my opinion. What are you kind of thinking about that? Like, any changes to the starting lineup coming soon, or they're just gonna rock with this five?
I think that's their best five, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with it. I just think that they're still learning each other. It's a whole new five.
Yeah.
Everyone around Arike right now is new, and she did not play with them last year.
That's true.
So there's going to be adjustments, and I think, the first, first week is always going to be rough, rocky. So we'll get through it though, because I had Dallas high. I think they're going to bounce back.
Yeah.
Get your losses out now, Dallas.
Get your losses out now. I feel like the last three teams we talked about all don't have a consistent 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Hence their struggles. But I mean, yeah, Dallas on paper has all the potential. They just have to figure out the chemistry and really just get things going, in my opinion. Okay, over to Megan's team, the Golden State Valkyrie. I'll start off with the comment I've been saying. Why isn't Julie Van Loo starting? And then Megan, you take it away about your Golden State Valkyries.
Yeah, I think the starting five needs adjustments. I love Kate Martin, but I just don't feel... I feel like they only started her because she's, like, the face of the team. The fans love her, that kind of stuff. But they basically started her and, like, quickly moved away from her in the second half. And they were playing Carla Liette, the rookie.
I think it's late. I
don't know, but...
She was bad.
She just...
That was so bad.
They needed to bench her sooner. There were a lot of times where... we had the momentum, and then she messed up. And it's like, she's a rookie. I'm not saying she can't make mistakes, but that's a coaching issue, in my opinion. She wasn't doing well, pull her. Yeah. Because she was just killing momentum at the very wrong times. And so, but I do think Van Loo should be starting. I do like that. At least the coach gets it right by at least letting her finish out the games. Yeah. But I can also see Billings moving into that starting lineup soon. But other than that, I mean, I think Van Loo should be starting. I know Veronica Burton is a great defensive player, but with the Valkyries not having a lot of offensive presence, we need a offensive guard. So Van Loo just gives that, and I think she just has to have... I mean, she already had the minutes, but I think she just deserves to start. Why have her come off the bench? Get the momentum and get that energy. I mean, unless they want that energy off the bench, because she brought energy when she got in. Yeah. Trust me, she got the crowd involved. Yep. But Valkyrie's new, so we're not, I wasn't expecting a ton. But.
And I mean, your guys' bench has a lot of injuries.
Yeah, we have
who is it? Talbot, Zandalicini, and someone else is hurt right now.
And those are big, like, so Talbot and Zandalicini are forwards, and they're good forwards. They can shoot the ball. Yeah. They look for their shot. They can create. Talbot can definitely get to the basket. So I think when they're healthy, I think that is going to help our team a lot.
Yeah. The only thing with Golden State is you guys do not have a 3-point shooter.
But that's where I think Stephanie Talbot, Cecilia, like, they can come in and help, because they did shoot quite a bit of threes last year, but consistently, we lack a consistent 3-point shooter. Yeah.
Like, your best 3-point shooter against LA was Temi. 2 for 4. Yeah. That's crazy. Temi will look good, though, in Golden State. I know she started off hot and then kind of simmered out a little bit, but... it's going to be Tiffany Hayes, Temi, and Van Loo. Curious to see how Talbot and Zandalicini fit in here. But I think you're right. I think Kate Martin has to come out that starting lineup. She just needs to gain a little bit more confidence, honestly. But Golden State, I mean, it's going to be a long season for you guys. Would you say that? Would you say, now that you've seen them, would you say that they're 13th best team?
I feel like it's a competitive league. I think that... Although they're new, I still felt like they were super competitive with LA. Yes, at the end it got pulled away, but I mean, they're gonna be bottom.
So did your line?
It's hard to say, but they're gonna be bottom. Yeah.
Did your line move for how many games they're gonna win this season from 5?
No, I'm sticking with 5. That's my team. I'm not disrespecting them.
No, I thought you were gonna go up.
No, I'll stick with 5. I'm
5 wins. That's crazy.
Until Stephanie and them get healthy, I just feel like I think part of it too is like Van Loo, she was gassed. Yeah. Towards the end, I felt it. I felt that energy. She was trying though. That she's a workhorse. She was trying, but I felt that her being gassed. Like they don't have the depth in the bench right now. So they're going to struggle until they can get more players. Maybe we can get a mid-season trade.
That's not happening. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I think it's going to be a long season for you guys. It is what it is. Tankathon, here we come for, I don't know, who? Lauren Betts? We'll see. Okay, let's go over to Indiana. I feel like they had a great outing versus Chicago. They looked really good. Natasha Howard, I feel like, made her presence known and fit in and didn't take away from really anyone. I think our prediction about DeWanna Bonner kind of taking a back seat is coming to fruition. She hasn't been taking a lot of shots in either game, right? But Natasha Howard is making, she said, I'm still going to get my shots. But Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, still the three-headed monster. With just the additions of some vet presence, and I feel like it's really helping them out. Lexi Hull is still solid off the bench for them. Curious to see how Sophie Cunningham comes in. I know she's been injured because I really wanted to see her play these last two games and see how the rotations were going to be, if she was going to take from Lexi Hull, like what that situation was going to be. But I mean, Clark, did she have another double-double today? Yep. She did. She had a triple-double the first game. Yeah. Double-double today. So, I mean, Caitlin Clark's starting where she left off. Not surprised. I mean, what are you thinking about Indiana?
Yeah, I think they're playing great basketball. I think it's playing out how I thought it would. Mm-hmm. I figured Bonner would take a back seat. They're giving Lexi Hall a lot of minutes, but obviously she's a great defensive player. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm not surprised by this at all. I'm not concerned about Howard. I still think she's gonna get hers. It's just she's gonna be on and off. But yeah, no, I'm not surprised by this at all.
I am surprised that Indiana lost to Atlanta right now, though. That one makes me scratch my head a little bit. Obviously, I really do think it came down to Natasha Howard. She only scored 6 points.
Atlanta really was hitting in the third. Okay. Atlanta came out from half and was hitting. They outscored them 32-23 in the third. And I think that's where Atlanta pulled away. Like I said, I didn't really get to catch the beginning of the game. Yeah. To see how it really played out.
And then DeWanna was 0 points. So that's not helping you out at all. But the bigs did well for Atlanta.
I think that's the adjustment, right? Like, she wants to take that seat back. She doesn't want to, be that... She can't be that player that she was with Connecticut. That's just not what this team needs. So I think she's just trying to find her space in this starting five of, okay, how can I contribute without affecting, like you said, the three-headed monster? Mm-hmm. But I think that once Sophie Cunningham comes back, which she did fully shoot around and practice with them, I think they just are playing it safe by making her sit out another game. Mm-hmm. But when she comes back, I think that's also going to help because it's just another score off their bench. Because Lexi Hull, yes, she comes in and she's a great defensive role player, but she's not, I think, as dominant as a scorer as Sophie. I think Sophie's going to give more of that offense when she comes off the bench than Lexi.
I see a lot of people in the comments saying that Atlanta's huge. Yes, they are. And they're experienced bigs, right? I mean, you can kind of say the same thing for Chicago. Chicago's kind of big. Cardoso and Angel in the middle, even Elizabeth off the bench. But
Seattle.
No, I'm talking about who they played.
Oh.
Who they played already. Who Indiana have played. But I think what's different with Atlanta is they have Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard who can shoot, the three well. So, I mean, there's a lot of factors that make Atlanta a bad matchup for Indiana. But I don't know. I didn't really think Indiana would lose this game. So it is a head-scratcher. But down performances from Bonner and Natasha Howard. So, and then credit the Atlanta bigs, honestly. Any other thoughts on Indiana? Any fears, any worries? They're going to be fine?
If they can be consistent, they'll be good.
I want to see Indiana against New York, Minnesota, Vegas, and then kind of go from there regarding their playoff potential.
I hate the scheduling for WNBA. Can we just pause and talk about that for a second? I really hate that because they treat the schedule more like baseball. Where baseball go to a town and they'll play the same team 3 times in a row. I really don't like that. I wish it was more like the NBA. There are times in the NBA where you'll play a team back to back, but it's more their games are more spread out where they get more a mix. I don't know. I just hate that they'll play the same team 2-3 times in a row. Valkyrie's played the Sparks 3 times in a row. It was their preseason game and they play them back to back. It's just
yeah, I feel you.
Mix it up because it just, to me, it's you play them back to back, and then you don't have that true period to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you end up losing to a team and being like 0-3 to one team just because they caught you in a period where you were maybe in your adjustment period or whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
And then that affects down at the end when playoffs come involved, because say you're tied with a team, if they beat you, they get the upper hand. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know.
It is what it is, Megan. All these
Grant.
excuses. No, I'm just playing. Okay, nothing else about Indiana? Not worried about this Atlanta loss?
Mm-mm.
All right. Over to Las Vegas. Obviously, they got whooped by New York, honestly. Let's be for real. I will say New York, it was their ring night. Crowd was popping, so not too worried. First game for Las Vegas. But then Las Vegas came out and just cooked Connecticut today. They looked better all around. Jewel Lloyd did not show up for the New York game, and I was concerned. I was like, girl, what is going on? But she did really, really well today against Connecticut. 20 points, 6 for 9 from the 3. So, that's pretty tough. I know Meg said she wasn't worried about Jewel, but I was, because Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray and Asia Wilson, they command the ball. So fitting in Jewel Lloyd, obviously today they found that rhythm. It was against Connecticut, so I mean, okay. But how is that going to work when it's against a New York again or a Minnesota? I mean, how are you feeling about the Aces?
I feel like they gelled a lot today.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you said, it's against Connecticut. So the real test is when they play, like, potentially probably like the Storm will probably be a good test for them on Sunday. So we'll have to kind of wait and see for that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Aces don't have a bench. They don't lean on their bench much. Tiffany Mitchell and Dana Evans are probably going to get the most minutes off the bench. Obviously, numbers are skewed with this Connecticut game because, I mean, it was over, like, at halftime. So, but that's probably as far as they're going to go. Even Crystal Bradford, she's small, but I think her energy was good. Like, she could not go against Tina Charles, but I feel like she brought a lot of energy. She could see some playing time. But outside of that, we've been saying how the Aces bench is just, it's not where it needs to be compared to the other teams that are, playoff contenders. And I know, Meg, you like to touch on that a lot. So, I mean, still concerned?
No, I feel like, the Aces, they just have a great starting 5, and we've known that they can run with that 5 and last throughout the season. So I'm not concerned. I still think they're a top 5 team.
But I mean, do you think are they going to get over the hump?
Yeah. I'm not concerned with the Aces, really.
All right. Megan is pro Aces this year. What has changed?
They got Jewel Lloyd.
Oh my God.
You got Jewel Lloyd and only really lost Kelsey Plum. You already didn't have a bench. You still don't have a bench. It just feels like nothing really changed for me. So
yeah, nothing changed.
I don't see why they would fall off. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't see why they would skip a beat and not be one of the top teams. So.
No, I'm not saying fall off. I'm saying when it gets to playoffs.
Yeah.
How can they beat a New York and a Minnesota and a maybe Indiana, but you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's 5.
That's where that concern comes from. If they're all going to click at the same time, and then Kia Stokes just puts up zeros. I mean, it's just a waste. Like, I mean, I know it's not a waste. Let me take that back. Everyone applauds her for her defense and yada yada, but yeah, we've always needed another big, and we just never get one. Mm-hmm. But yeah, not too concerned about the Aces. They always find a way. Anyways, LA, over to LA. Now, first impressions of LA. Against the Valkyrie, I was like, wow, LA is popping. Minnesota kind of knocked them down, like, okay. No, they're still, like, probably middle of the pack. But Kelsey Plum, I mean, she has potential to put up an all-star season. Dearica Hamby, Azare, Rakia, I mean, they're good pieces around her. Cam Brink's going to come back. Now, LA is now dealing with injury. I don't know if you saw Rakia has a concussion, or she's in concussion protocol. Mm-hmm. Ray Burrell's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. And LA, I mean, they don't really depend on the bench a lot either. I was trying to see, do you have the last couple of days game ago?
Yeah.
They don't really depend on their bench, right?
No,
they do not. This is freaking the Aces 2.0 right here. But I mean, there's good pieces in this starting 5. How are you feeling about LA?
Nah, LA is just really Plum and Hamby. I mean, Rakia, you know, I really think that this could be a good year for Rakia, but she got to be consistent. And I'm not seeing the consistency.
It's 2 games.
I know, but even in the 2 games, she just wasn't taking the best shot attempts, in my opinion. A little bit of forcing it. And I know she's just trying to do what she can to help out Plum, especially in the first game because Hamby was a little off. She didn't really get going until a little bit later in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like you said, they don't really have a strong bench. They're going to be relying a lot on Plum and Hamby, and the only way they're going to do well is if the other players like Jackson and Azare step up. Even Odyssey, so gonna need a lot more out of Odyssey. At least scoring-wise.
No, yeah, I get you. Azare had a really good game last game, though. And I feel like Azare... I mean, this is how I feel about it. Like, if Kelsey Plum is not having the greatest night, I feel like Azare and... I mean, Dearica can step up in that aspect. Azare... I feel like with Rakia Jackson, it's trying to figure out how she fits in with Kelsey Plum. Like, I feel like when we were watching them against the Valkyrie... It was kind of like she didn't want to get in Plum's way. And then it was kind of like, well, I'm going to take the shots that I have open. You know, like, it's just trying to figure out how she fits in with that now, in my opinion. I still think LA can do something. Like, I think they can surprise us. I think they have a solid 5. Like, you don't like their 5?
Yeah. I like their 5, but it's just another team that you can already see is not going to really utilize their bench outside of like 2 players. So
yeah, it's going to be rough with the injury.
If they lose another player,
yeah,
it's going to be even harder for them, and they're going to struggle.
Yeah, well, injuries will hurt any team though. So, but I mean, are you worried about them? Are they still like middle of the pack for you, or like you're like eh?
I still think they're middle of the pack because Plum and Hamby are going to get things done.
Yeah, I think that's gonna carry them a long way. I think I should have put them higher in my preseason rankings, honestly. Okay, next, Minnesota. My favorite to win the championship. I still think they're going to win. They look great. Nafisa Collier looks great. There's no other words. The only concern I have for Minnesota, I know Caleb McBride is out for personal reasons. 1, how long is it going to be? 2, I mean, like, we've seen where it's like, oh, it's only, like, you know, oh, they're out for personal reasons, and then they just don't come back for the season. That's a concern for me because the 3-point shooters they got right now, Carly Samuelson and Bridget Carlton, are not really getting it done for them from the 3-point land, okay? We just talked about how important 3-point shooters are for a team, especially a championship contending team, when you have Nafisa Collier and all your attention is going to be on her in the paint. If you don't have anyone that's hidden from the outside, I mean, you're not going to draw any attention away from her, right? So, I mean, that's what I'm concerned about. But I do like that they brought back Jessica Shepard. I feel like she's been a great addition for them. And then they have Alana Smith back healthy. What are you thinking about Minnesota?
I'm not worried at all. Top team. They're coming back like they never even stopped from last year. Yeah, they're going to be a hard team to beat.
Yeah. No concerns about the 3-point lack of 3-point shooters?
When McBride comes back, that will not be a concern.
If she comes back. We don't know. We don't know the severity of the situation, right?
Yeah, she's coming back, guys.
There hasn't...
her. She's coming back.
You gotta talk to her, probably. What? What'd you say?
I said I have her. She's coming back.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. What about the addition of Jessica Shepard? You think that helps out with their bigs?
Yeah, and she knows their game plan and stuff, their system and stuff. So, yeah, I think she fits in well with them.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about Minnesota starting off 2-0. I still think they're the top 2 team. New York. New York looked fantastic against the Aces. Natasha Cloud, I know we applauded it numerous times in the offseason. New York picking up Natasha Cloud. We just knew this was going to be a great addition just because she could play both ends of the floor. She can score. She can play great defense. That's what New York was kind of missing. What do you think about New York?
Yeah, I think Cloud was an upgrade for them. So I feel like they just got better Honestly, just some more dynamic point guard. She just can do more than Vandersloot was able to do. And then once Phoebich is back from jet lag, she'll be good. Good to go.
Yeah, I know. She had a rough game, but yeah, she said that she had some jet lag. But I mean, I like New York. Breanna Stewart, I feel like there was concerns about her coming off that surgery, but she killed it. I feel like, but the X Factor, I know a lot of people are like Jonquel, but if Natasha Cloud can keep up her offensive production, I think she's the X Factor. Because if she goes back, we've seen Natasha Cloud at Washington where there's periods where she does not score. Pure facilitator, just defense, and I mean, that's good, but New York needs a little bit more, right? So, I think if Natasha Cloud can do this every game, New York's going to repeat. What do you think?
I don't know. I still think Jonquel's the X factor. I've seen games last year when Jonquel is off and not performing offensively or defensively. It really hurts New York because it's just her and Stewie as their bigs, really. So if they're going against a team that's dominant, has good, solid bigs, they're going to struggle if Jonquel's not on her game. So I still think she's a big X factor for them and the Liberty's success. If she's good, then they should be successful, and Cloud only heightens that if she's hot. Mm-hmm. I think Cloud, honestly, in this game made up for Sabrina.
Oh my God, yeah, Sabrina. So, that was crazy. I mean?
But if Jonquel would have also not had a good game, she's the true win factor in my opinion.
Yeah, the Sabrina down game was like, what?
Yeah.
But it's because Natasha Cloud went off. Natasha Cloud went off.
She had an off streak. 3 for 12, 0 for 5.
0 for 5 from 3? Yeah. That's crazy.
She was just off.
But yeah, there's no concerns for New York. I thought they looked really good though. Super stoked for Natasha Cloud in New York. I feel like she's found home. Hopefully, because she had the falling out with Phoenix, they're like, oh, we're going to keep you here for the rest of your career, and then they trade her. So hoping that doesn't happen to her, but she looks like she fits in perfect for New York. Over to Phoenix. Now, I want to say, between Phoenix and Washington, these were the two not shocking, but I was like, oh, wow. They might do well. When Kalia Copper was ruled out, I was really concerned for Phoenix. I was like, man, I mean, what's it gonna look like? But no, I mean, Alyssa Thomas and Satu said, we just need us and we'll win. Like, it was crazy. They look so good. They look like they're having fun. They look like they're in sync. Obviously, Seattle did not look good this game. Like, it was just the Skylar Diggins show and no one else helped her. So, I mean, that's a factor. But Phoenix looked good. Not a lot of other contributors besides these two. But I'm thinking, like, in 6 to 8 weeks, when Kalia Copper comes back, like, how scary they could really look. But, I mean, what are you thinking about Phoenix?
Yeah, I feel like AT and Satu just put it on their shoulders.
Oh my
They're
God.
like, we're going to do it ourselves. They took care of business. I honestly, though, I was really surprised by Phoenix's defense. Their defense was pretty solid. I'm looking at the stats here. Yeah, their whole starting 5 all had at least 1 steal.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The total 8 steals. I mean, I just thought they were solid defensively. And I think but at the same time, I think they did catch Seattle on a bad shooting night.
Yeah, Seattle did not do good.
So I think we got to see another game to really see what Mercury's looking like. And then obviously when Copper comes back, they're going to be a dynamic 3-headed monster.
Yeah. But I think Phoenix shocked me a little bit. I know in the rankings I was giving them their respect, but I ranked them in the top 6 or something like that. You and Brooke were down on it, but does this change your opinion? Because you and Brooke were like, they're not going to do well. And you're like, they're 1 injury away from what'd you say? 1 injury away from them being at the bottom or something like that. So, I mean, how does your opinion change now?
I think I did like how Kalani Brown and, what's her name, Held played. Mm-hmm. So it was nice to see some players off the bench that I was unsure about, like, actually playing, like, I saw them fitting in well. Mm-hmm. But I also think, like, it comes down to what can AT and Satu keep this up. Like,
I know.
Satu had a crazy night.
I know.
She was hitting.
Yeah.
Things were just going in her favor. Is she going to be able to consistently keep that up? I don't know. I feel like Alyssa Thomas, she has a consistent game.
Yeah.
She's able to really, like, do these things.
Yeah.
But I just think that they will struggle when they're going against teams that have solid 5-6 players.
Yeah. I really think you're right. It comes down to bench depth. I mean, 6 to 8 weeks waiting for Kalia Copper. They're probably going to be tired. Like, there's a lot of things. Like, obviously they start off strong, but I feel like we shouldn't maybe overreact on that, maybe, if that's what I'm trying to get at. But, I mean, these players, they haven't played in the league in a while, some of them, like Westbelt. Like, she came out popping. I was like, okay. So maybe just the hype of the first game, everyone's excited and stuff like that.
They came out with good energy.
Yes, their energy, man.
But I'm also not surprised because, I mean, we've been to a Phoenix game. Their fan base, is unreal.
Oh my God.
Like they're the X factor for a reason. Like they bring energy. They will get that team popping. So I feel like that also plays into it. Like I know that the players went out there not wanting to let down the fan base. And I think that gave them some extra energy.
Agreed. I mean, I still have my concerns because bench depth, how long can Satu and AT keep this up for the entire team? How's it going to look when they go up against, the Aces, Minnesota, New York? So curious to see how that's going to play out. Okay, over to Seattle. Skylar Diggins, baby. I just want to say I called this. I knew she was on a great season. Great first 2 games. NECA ended up helping her out last night. NECA looks super good. Gabby Williams got into it as well. The piece I'm concerned about is SZ Magligore. Do you say the same?
Yeah. I'm also a little disappointed in Alicia Clark too. I just feel like she contributed a little bit more offensively because that's what they need. Yeah. And I know before their first game, she was being interviewed saying how she wanted to be more aggressive offensively. And it's like, I hear you, I just don't fully see it. So I'm hoping that she's able to get into some sort of rhythm. But yeah, it was nice to see. I think they called the commentators are now calling Seattle that their big 3 is Diggins, Gabby Williams, and NECA. Yeah. I'm like, dang, just threw Ezzy to the side. But I mean, I don't blame them. She's been struggling lately. But I'm hoping she's able to break that curse and bounce back. They need her.
Yeah, they need her to really compete with these other big teams. Alicia Clark, I'm not surprised about. She's just a solid role player that's going to do what she needs to do. So I'm not really sold on that. The only thing about Noelle Quinn is she does not like to play her rookies. And the only way Dominique Malonga is going to get experience is to play. And it's like, dude, like, you need to get her in somehow. Like, figure it out. She's going to mess up. She has to grow. Like, it's the first two games of the season, and she's getting 1 minute and what was it, like 10 minutes the other game. Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest 10 minutes, but she does this a lot with her rookies, and it doesn't help. Like, she kind of held Jordan Horston back a little bit till all the injuries, and then she had to play, and look how well Jordan Horston did, So it's kind of like, dude, like, come on, we need to speed this process along a little bit.
It's hard. You want to win games, but it's like the season's already short enough, and you want to also get them that experience so they grow faster. Like, if you look at any rookies that are getting playing time, even if you look at someone like Sarah Barker, that's going to benefit her in the long run because she's getting all this experience and exposure. She's going to grow faster than someone that's just getting a few minutes off the bench. So.
And, I mean, Seattle doesn't really go deep in their bench either. You'll see Yuru and Erica Wheeler.
It's just a WNBA thing, really.
It really is.
No one's going into their bench.
Yeah. So, I mean, if
it's
Seattle...
starting 5 or nothing.
I mean, really. But, like, man, Seattle's starting 3 until Ezzy decides to be Ezzy, the Ezzy we know. Yeah. If Ezzy can step up, man, Seattle's going to look good. Obviously, that first game was not good, but this game against Dallas showed, like, what they could do and, like, how potent they can be, in my opinion. I still think they can be in there for a playoff contender, but I'm not seeing this team win any championships. Would you say that?
They don't have, they don't have enough pieces.
No, definitely not.
I don't see Dominique. I mean, off the minutes she's getting and how she played the first 2 games, I just don't see her developing fast enough. Erica Wheeler, she's just not the one for me. Lexi Brown, she just, ever since LA and she had the was out for personal reasons, I just haven't seen old Lexi, the old scoring Lexi, good Lexi. So I just don't see the pieces that can really help Skylar and NECA. So
definitely. Yeah, we'll see. Seattle, solid middle team. Okay, last team, Washington. I'm gonna say it. They surprised me. I think I was the highest on them compared to Brooke and Megan, these doubters. And I was like, no, they could really do something. They looked really good against Atlanta and Connecticut. Obviously not the best teams in the league. I get it. They might get smacked when they play someone good. But Brittany Sykes, what did I tell you guys? A healthy Brittany Sykes, if she stay healthy all season, she is going to do some damage. Sonia Citron. Oh, my God. Megan, I know you love Sonia Citron. I'll let you talk about her because she is helping out Washington tremendously. So is Kiki Ariaffin. So you can talk about that.
Yeah, the rookies they came out ready to go.
Oh, my God.
I love the energy Washington's playing with. I like the fact that, they get down, they keep fighting. They fight all the way into the end. And so I love that about them, and I think that's how they've gotten both of these wins, is by really just fighting all the way to the end. But yeah, I think that they deserve to be ranked higher than I think what I put them, just because of how well the rookies are playing. Melbourne's been playing great.
Oh my God, so great.
And if we could just get Shakira Austin on board here,
man.
I mean, she's a good player. I mean, I know it's in her. She was talented before all these injuries, and I know she just hasn't bounced back yet. But if she can bounce back, and it sucks that they lost Georgia Moore, because if they would have had Georgia Moore and a healthy Aaliyah Edwards right now, I would have definitely had to rank Washington after these 2 performances higher.
Yes.
And yes, it was only Atlanta and it was only Connecticut, but still, I mean. Let's not forget, there was no Caitlin Clark, but they did go to OT with a fever in preseason.
And I'm glad you mentioned Georgia Amore because when we were watching Washington, we're like, Washington's so fast. Like, they're just always on the go. And I feel like that's the pace Georgia Amore plays, and just her facilitation and ability to get herself open would have added so much more to this offense. Even just coming off the bench. Yeah, probably not going to be a starter, right? But just another option off the bench to keep that momentum going. I feel like they played really good defense as well against Connecticut. So, I mean, I think Washington has high hopes. I want to say they're going to be, what's the word? Not underdog. Dark horse? Is that what
dark horse.
They're going to be a dark horse for playoffs. Once Aaliyah Edwards is back, I really think that they could be.
So, what's crazy is that I look at this too and I think, okay, Aaliyah Edwards comes back and I'm trying to figure out what that lineup would look like. And, I mean, a part of me thinks they're going to go 3 big.
Like, and sit who?
Sutton. I can see them running Citron, Sykes, and then Dawson, Edwards, and Kiki.
I don't think so.
Because
who's going to be the 3?
I don't think probably Aaliyah Edwards.
I don't think so. I don't think she'd be a 3.
I don't know. I just they're all 3 of them playing well. I know Dawson didn't put up a lot of points or nothing. Yeah. But watching Dawson, she's still a big factor. I mean, she's still, I don't know. I feel like she still needs to be on the floor. Yeah. So I'm curious how it's gonna work when they work Aaliyah Edwards back into the lineup.
But I mean, even if you look at it, say one of these players don't start, their bench depth. It's gonna be it's gonna be so nice. There's just Washington has a lot of positive things. They drafted well, and it's showing. And I think I'm most excited for Washington this season. I was more excited when Georgia Amore was healthy, but I'm still excited because I really thought they had the best draft. They had the most potential. A healthy Brittany Sykes, please stay healthy, girl. I'm rooting for you because. Hey, she could be in that most improved because she's been hurt. These last couple seasons, we haven't really seen the full season of Brittany Sykes. It's just because she's high flying. She just be flying and throwing herself, on the ground and stuff. But
Well, and they throw her those crazy passes sometimes, and it's like she's super athletic. Don't get me wrong, but the one play they try to throw this like crazy alley-oop layup, and it's just like, man, why do you have her flying out? She came down kind of rough on her knee. It's like, oh Lord, that's why she ends up injured.
I know. But I mean, would you agree with my statement? Dark horse for playoffs?
Yeah, they can probably
squeeze in there at the 8th spot.
Yeah,
bro. I feel like, I don't know, a young Buck team, nothing to lose. Everyone's doubting them. Those are the most dangerous teams. So, I mean, that's our first impressions over the opening weekend. I guess we'll call it opening weekend. I know it's a Tuesday. Teams are getting those second games in, but it was fun. A lot of things that were I guess shocking. Would you say you were shocked by some certain things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little surprised, but all in all, the top teams are still the top teams. Like, nothing crazy there. But it was more those middle tier teams to the bottom is where I think we got the most shocked. So, I mean, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been fun. We'll have our WNBA weekly show starting next Monday when week 1 is officially over. It's going to be a little different this season, so I'm excited to share that with you guys. We appreciate your guys' support. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. But we will be back Monday. Actually, I lied. For fantasy, we'll be back Thursday, but for regular